everybody, welcome back to my craft room. Today we're going to be working on a super cute retro suitcase using Scrap Diva Designs 3D suitcase shadow box die set. And I did put a magnet on there so you can get inside and see the cuteness. I did add a light there so you can just have it on your desk or as a little night light or something like that. And if you don't know who Scrap Diva Designs are, this is Erica. She's the owner. And here's her information. She has the cutest die sets for making gifts and mini albums and things like that. And all of her dies work together. So great company. All right, well, we have a lot to go. So let's get started. These are the two main pieces in the collection. And I labeled the back of mine so I don't have to look at them carefully every time I use it. And this one is the shaker, and you'll see here that it does have the cutting line here. So it will cut out the inside as well as the outside frame, whereas the base will just cut the outside frame here. So we're going to start with the base piece. And for that, you're going to need, for stability, I cut two pieces of 110-pound cardstock, pink cardstock here, and I just glued them back to back. I just did a really quick job, so it's like popping up on me here. All right, and then you want to cut a piece of acetate, and you'll notice that I did cut the handle off of the acetate, so you don't need that. And that's for later, so we'll put that piece aside. And then I cut one piece for the back using Maggie Holmes round trip, and you'll see this is the sheet that's right on the front. And then for the inside, I wanted it's like a cute map with Palm Springs, and this is a super adorable paper collection that I got called Palm Springs, made by Craftsmith, and I'm not sure where I got it from. So sorry about that. Okay, so the first thing, like I said, you want to cut two out of 110-pound cardstock and then glue them together. And then this is going to be the inner piece. So we're just going to go ahead and glue this to the center. And again, I cut off the top, the handle. Oops, because we don't need that part. Sorry about that. So it's super easy to line up, but I would probably do the corners because we cut the top off. Just make sure it's lined up here on all sides, and then just hold it down for a second. And this will be for the inside. Okay, and then this side will be on the back, so you'll be able to see it from the outside. All right, super pretty. I absolutely love this paper piece. I wanted to use it for so many things, but it only came with two sheets, so I had to be very careful because I wanted to be able to make two projects out of it. It's such a pretty color combination. All right, and then we're going to line that up. And for this one, I did leave the handle on because, like I said, it's going to be in the back, so you want to be able to see everything. And then while this is drying, I'm actually going to use, this is just a super cute, they're triple stamp blocks that I had, and I just decorated them. So I'm just going to put this on to kind of help the creases. Actually, I'll do it this way and let that flatten out, hopefully, for us as we move on to the shadow piece, or the shaker piece, sorry. So that's the shaker piece. And from that, we want to cut, again, two pieces of 110-pound, and then one decorative piece here. Okay. And this is going to be for the front. Okay, so this is where your acetate piece is going to be. It's going to be sandwiched in between, and I just use double-sided tape, so we'll go ahead and do that. And just line it up. I learned my lesson about using glue on acetate. It is not worth the hassle. Okay, but I am struggling a teeny bit here. Okay, hold on, let's start this again. And the acetate I'm using, sorry, it's a Lisa Horton acetate pack. And it was a winter collection, so it had a few plain pieces, it had a few sheets with snow on it, but excellent quality. And the nice thing about that one is that it has the film on both sides, so it protects the acetate from scratching until you're ready to use it, which is really nice. And they're smaller sheets. They're not full-size sheets, so you don't have to worry about wasting paper. Okay. And then we're going to use the other one, and we're going to line that up. Just do your best. All right, and then because I didn't add the acetate piece to the top, I am going to have to glue this top piece here. There we go. Super easy. All right, and then we have one more piece here. And this is our decorative piece, and this will be the front. Just want to take your time and get a lot of glue on your paper so that you don't have any spots that want to come up on you. So just go ahead and take your time. Look at that paper, it's so cute. I'm getting little paper bits all over my acetate. That's looking really good. I'm happy with that. Okay, so we're not going to use this right now. And finally, we need one more shaker piece, but we are going to cut off the tops on this one. And we will use this one in just a bit. Okay, easy, easy. All right, so now that you have those things in place, you are also going to receive some decorative pieces. Now in your collection, you're going to get, let's see, this one does not go there. That one does not go there. Oh, this one is for this piece. Okay. And then this one. Oh, I did the wrong one. This one. Okay. There's an extra piece that came in the set that didn't exactly work out. So it's it's smaller than this one, and it only has the one tab on it. So you want to use the one that has 2 tabs on it. And then just this one you can just use for other types of boxes in your collection. But this one is to join the pieces together to make your little suitcase. So we need one of those. And then we need and we need decorative pieces for that one. So you want let's see, these are all the same. Here we go. So you need 2 of these. Okay, we'll put them here. 2 of those, 1 of those, and then we need 2 of these, 2 of these, and then we need 2 of these for the outside and 2 pieces for the inside. All right. Lots of fun pieces. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so then you'll see that they have score lines here. So you want to have some super nice scoring on here. So take your time. There we go. All right, perfect. And for this one, it's okay to glue this one on right now. There's some issues with the layering when you assemble, so just make sure that you try to do them in the right order. Otherwise, you're going to have plain paper overlapping your decorative paper. And this is also a paper sheet from that Palm Springs. That was the second sheet I showed you. Okay, so we have this one. All right, and now what we can do is we can adhere this one in here, and then this one on here, like that. Okay, so let's do that now. To me, it's always easier if I lay them flat and kind of line them up this way. And then take your time, make sure that the edges here line up nicely and that you give it a nice amount of time to dry. I cannot get over how pretty this paper is. It's so pretty. I love the gold. All right, and then this side here. Okay, and this is your main mechanism piece right here. We'll take our time, and you notice how the more that I use my hands, the more that the paper starts to stay flat. I know it's an extra step, but it's really worth it. Okay, so the next part, that aside, we're going to use our two pieces here, and then like I said, they're going to cut out with both of these ends. You just want to cut one of these off. Okay, that's that. And then fold out the teeth down. See, this is another reason that I wanted to do these videos, because if I go make this again, I'm gonna have to watch my own tutorial because I waited a couple of days from when I finished it to when I'm recording this, and already I'm kind of like, which step was that? I know I had a few little snafus the first time that I was able to fix, and it just made my project sturdier. So that's always nice. All right. All right. So then you want to glue this piece onto this piece. And I've watched a few videos, and some do it just a little differently than me, and that's okay. Whatever's easiest for you. So if this is not the best way for you, that's okay. Just do whatever works best for you. All right. And then try to take the top and just use your fingers and just kind of mold the paper a little bit, because this is going to be the top of the box and you don't want it to be super stiff. And we'll do that again. We'll do that again in a minute. Oh, that's that one. So that's these two. All right, and now you can glue these two. Okay, I think I cut the wrong ones. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the right size ones here. So let's glue these on. It's so pretty because when you put the pieces on, it has just the right amount of teal and just the right amount of pink. So you don't feel like one is overpowering the other one. So just take your time. Okay, and we'll do the other side. Very good. Oopsies. And then again, we want to kind of take the top and just kind of break the fibers a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. And then this is nice and stuck together. So that's good. All right. So now, this part is the inside. So I like to start this way, okay? I like to start on the bottom here. So we're just gonna do a couple of prongs at a time. Again, do what's easiest for you. Let's see. I think the easiest thing is to line this up here. Okay, so I'm going to actually add a little more glue here. You just need it to get started where it starts to hold the paper. Okay, so make sure that this corner here matches this corner. And then we're just going to let it hold. My acetate is getting so dirty from all the paper fibers here. Okay, and then when you feel that that's on there well, then we're gonna just start with more prongs here. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best way to show you without confusing you. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and put glue on all of these pieces because you have to move kind of fast, and you have to keep moving your hand from one place to the next, and you have to make sure that when you do the curve here, I think the easiest way is this way actually. Okay, so I'm gonna use here we go. What I'm trying to do is, let me show you this way, is use my fingers in here while watching this outside. This right here to see that it lines up correctly. You can't really see it, but to me this was the easiest way to do this, to have a good clean line here. All right, because I kind of use my nails to get into the center and to get it to butt right up against here. I have to add a little bit of glue here. I don't like how that's... I had extra glue, so I'm just wiping the extra glue here. Okay, there we go. And then just hold it in place. And it's gonna buckle on you. Don't worry, when we do the next part, it'll all come together. And you'll see I have a lot of glue here, so just clean as you go. And I already see I made another mistake, but that's okay, we'll fix it. Like I said, that's why I tried to do the other videos sooner, so that I remember what I did. Okay, so let's get some more glue on more prongs. That's the third time I hit the camera, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're gonna be working on this curve again. And if this part is too long and boring for you, I understand if you fast forward through it. But I just want to show you how I do it. I'm still going back and revisiting this corner here because it's just popping up a teeny bit. And this is the most difficult part, and I wouldn't even say difficult. It's not that bad as long as you just take your time. And like here, one of the flaps glued down incorrectly, but that's okay. You could just pop it back up. The paper is forgiving in that way. It'll do what you tell it to do for a little while. All right, so now we need to get the corner going in the right spot. So I'm gonna kind of line it up. Go. You just have to be patient with the glue, but once it's on there, it'll be perfectly fine. So you don't have to worry about it. It's a little bit of extra time now for ultimately less heartache later. Okay. So now we can just add glue to the rest. And then this step will be over. Okay. So this time I'm gonna just start here and hold this down. And then grab the next section and the next section. Sometimes you'll have some that didn't grip, so just flip them up and then just add a little glue underneath them. All right, that should do it. And when I say I made a mistake, you'll see I put these little prongs on top of my pattern paper. That should have been a step after I did this part here. But that's okay. I'll just cut another one. I'm getting glue all over the place. My poor acetate. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. All right, see how good that looks? That looks nice. All right, and then these little tabs here are gonna glue onto here, but we're not gonna do that yet. What we're gonna do is we're going to take, actually I'm gonna get this other piece in here first. Okay, so to cover these little tabs, I just cut another one of these. But ultimately, you just want to save the first piece till after you put these the little prongs on. But this will be good. And then you will also want 2 of the long interior pieces. Oops, my goodness, I am on a roll today. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's just put that in there and line it up, or push it up, I should say, as far up to the top as you can. It's gonna wanna buckle a teeny bit on you, but don't worry about that. If you take your time and just push it down, it will go down nicely. Cute. Now it just looks more like a little TV. All right, so then I have 2 more pieces here. Now you have to mind the direction. So this one is gonna go inside here. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna cover up the flap here. So you just wanna start from there and just line it up to this bottom piece here. So go probably as far as you can to this tab here. And just, again, if you don't wanna worry about direction, then just go ahead and find a piece of paper that is non-directional, and that will be fine. But I wanted to use as much of this paper as I could because I just love it so much. And okay, hold on a second. Let me just get this in here, pull it down all the way to the tab. And then, here we go. And then use your fingers and just Take your time, make sure that that gets glued down nicely. There we go. Now we can do the other side. And I'll glue it over here so I stop hitting the camera. Sorry. Okay. And when you're putting it down, try to have it touch here so that you don't really see any pink through it. There we go. That was easier to line up. All right. That was the hardest part. Now we do still need to do a little bit of layering, but it'll be a little bit easier because we're going to have better access. All right. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece, and this is cool because if you want to glue your box shut, when we glue this on here, it is going to force this to hold its position. You see? So if you wanted to glue it shut, it is in a nice position to just add glue onto this piece and then just flip it over. Okay, so again, we're going to just do a couple prongs at a time. And it's nice because you're going to be able to get your fingers in here to hold it, so it'll be a lot easier. Okay. And it's just make sure the bottom, this is lined up here. You see that? And then just have to just go and grab the prongs. There we go. So much easier, right? Okay, I'm gonna just add some glue on here to the next set. And you want to just make sure that the sides look nice and neat and they look nice and straight. Take your time when you get the curve. There we go. Okay, so this is where you just want to hold for a second. Just make sure that that grabs nicely. And I think it's important just to keep going back around. Okay, we can get some more glue in here. Okay, now for this part, you want to grab probably this bigger piece right up here. All right. It'll be worth it in the end. It'll be worth it. Okay. Let's get as much of this as possible. And then we will start to address this curve. You just don't want as much buckle here, if you can avoid it. And this is just me going around. All right. This part should go pretty fast. And then we can move on to some of the funner items. Well, to me, it's all fun. And you can jump ahead and just pinch this one since this is a bigger piece here. And then go back. All right. That is looking good. All right, now we can add these little tabs on. We can glue these two tabs where they need to go because we need to get some more patterned paper on here. So you do one side at a time. Just hold that there. And then this side, just hold that there, let it get started. So you'll see that now if you wanted to glue this shut, it's sturdy now. So it's no problem to glue it because it'll be in the spot it needs to be. Okay. I'm just gonna double check that this glue is good. All right. And then I did cut an inside panel piece for inside the box. So let's get that in there. And that's this one here. And again, it's gonna hold the joins that are inside, the flaps. Line it up where you want it to be first. Make sure it's even, and then just hold it down. Okay. And now I'm just kind of going around the whole thing and just reinforcing it a little bit. All right. There we go. All right, now we can move on to decorating the outer panels. You have this bottom one. Oh, we did that already. Where was I when we did that? Okay, so now we can move on to the inside of the box. Oh, that's so silly. Okay, so For the inside decorations, I got the help of, this is Fly Away by Diamond Press. And this set is super fun. It's got all kinds of fun ways. It's got the retro feel to it. You can make some, you know, some tickets and some tags, and oh, I just love it so much. So I did use that to create my little London tag. All right, and for the top, I used Diamond Press. Does this have a color on it? Oh, it doesn't have a color on it. I'm sorry. And then I used Lisa Horton Cloud 9 Solid Gold to do these two little slashes here. I used Catherine Pooler's Aquatini for the London. And then I used, for that bottom, Mint to Be. Those colors are absolutely perfect if you're making something vintage or retro. Okay, so there's that piece. And then also from the Diamond Press set, look at how fun that is. Okay, so this is a stamp in itself, and it comes with this die here. And for the blue part, I used It's a Boy from Catherine Pooler. And I went back to the Diamond Press for the pink because it was a perfect retro pink. And then I went back to the Lisa Horton Cloud 9 for the globe. You can see how shiny that is. Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh. And to make it sturdy, I did cut 110-pound cardstock 3 times. Yeah, a total of 3 times. All right, so we have that element. And then, let's see here. I used, this is a snow globe, or a globe. And for this one, I used Honeybee stamps, and it's called Globe. Lovely Layers Globe. How cute is this? And again, I cut it multiple times. I used a pretty teal, and then I double foamed on that one, and I used single foam on this one. All right, and then, oh, this little set of wings. This was again from the Diamond Press Fly Away. Where is it? Why can't I see it? Oh, it's up here. So it has a stamp and a die. Oh, I love this set. I love it so much. Okay, so I cut that, and then on that one I used the Diamond Press pink again. All right, so let's get this layered up. Oh, one other piece, sorry. One other piece here. Look at these cute sunglasses. Aren't they adorable? This is from a very old set from Maya Road that I had, and it comes with these cute little glasses. I got it a long time ago, but here's their information. Again, it's been a very long time since I purchased this one, but I know that a lot of companies have, you know, sunglasses. And then just to add the cute little, I just had some little, these are like nail gems, and I just added 2 to the corner. So let's get this set up here. So first we're gonna just start with this one here, and we're just going to put it in there on the horizontal so you can see both. And I'm gonna keep the decorations kind of right justified, because we're gonna do decorations on the front, and I want you to be able to see. So that one isn't gonna have any pop-up. Oh, before I forget, I did use the Diamond Press pink. You might not be able to see it very well, but I just kind of went around the side with a little finger dauber and just kind of added a little pink to it. I don't think you can see it very well, but okay. And then we're gonna get this cute little luggage tag in here. All right. And we want to make sure that we can still see the cute little globe that's on here. So we'll just kind of, there we go, on an angle there. All right, and then our globe, and this is just a cute piece of pattern paper that I found that I absolutely love. Get this globe on here. And this is gonna go here, and just try to line it up where it's kind of like on the bottom. There we go. And we're gonna add these wings to the globe. And then these cute glasses. We're gonna add it to the ticket here. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And there is one more piece from the diamond press set that I used, and it's this super cute airplane. How perfect is that? All right, so we're gonna put this on the globe. There. So we just have some nice little elements there. All right, that's that part. That was pretty fast. Okay, so I have some lights because I want you to be able to light it up if you want. And on the back, I just put some, what do you call this? Velcro. Okay, so in my last video, we talked about how you need to use the little screwdrivers to change the battery out if you wanted to. So I'm just going to kind of push it so that the lights are up against a little bit, but enough. I should have put them on, then you could see there. Because they fit perfectly in this little lip right here, the lights. And you really can't see it because it's kind of covered up by this. And I just took the whole and just leaned it up against there just for some light, and you have to be able to access the little light switch there. All right, there's that part. So now we also have a little magnet. All right, that we want to put on top here. And I should have put the magnet under the paper, but I did not. So we'll just leave it free like that. All right, and you need to get in there and you need to pinch that. And then the other side. These are the super teeny magnets from Tonic Studios. Another fantastic company that does lots of fun 3D projects. All right, I'm gonna just pinch it so I can kind of see where it goes. There it goes. And then you have to separate them and let them dry separately. Otherwise they will not stay in place. Okay. There we go. I think that's lined up pretty well. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of leave that be for now. All right, and we're gonna flip over this way so we can start adding our front elements. Okay, so for the front, there is a scrap Diva design set called Scalloped Circle Shaker Tag. And I just used some pretty teal paper for that. And then for this paper here, it's got the shiny. This was a Joann Fabrics called Park Lane Travel. I'm sure, just like everyone else, we were kind of running in the store trying to find as many good deals as we could. And I did, again, 110 pound, and I did it multiple times. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just glue that on there. And I also had, let's see here, let's glue this on here. And it's gonna come off the page just a little bit. Because again, we wanna be able to see as much of the inside as we can. There we go. All right. Actually, you know what? Let me pull this up just a teeny bit real quick. Forgot something. Okay. Also in the Scrap Diva Designs set, sorry, it comes with the straps, it comes with the handles, and it comes with a little buckle. So what I did for that, I cut the handle. I cut the handle out of gold, again, layering it, and then I did a pretty champagne for the top. And then for the straps, this paper is amazing. This is the scrapbook.com glossy paper. I absolutely love it. And I used the glitter paper for the little, it even comes with the little circles. Isn't that amazing? And then here's the buckle here. So, I think this is how it went. Okay, you want to see the gold on both sides. So it has to go in and in like that. And then I just put it in the second one and just kind of pushed the little gold piece through. Oopsies, going the wrong way. Hi, I'm doing wrong. Come on, get in there. Okay. And then just kind of line it up nicely, and then try to lift the gold buckle. You don't want to do it first because it's going to smear all over your gold paper. So just put a little bit of glue here, wipe it off with your finger, and then position it and hold it in place while you try to just put a little bit of glue on this side. Here we go. How cute. How cute. All right. So let's get these adhered here. So let's put the handles on, or the handle on, I'm sorry. My glue's getting a little sticky. And it fits perfectly on here. Like I said, Erica at Scrap Diva Designs thinks of everything, every detail. See how perfectly that fits on there? I love it. All right. And then let's put our straps on. Oh my goodness. Today's a world record for mistakes and bumping the camera. And I just kind of used this little groove here as my guide to where I want the buckle to go. I have a lot going on this project, but I really felt that the buckles just needed to be on there. And when I found that paper from scrapbook.com. I said, oh boy, that's perfect. Okay, get it in place and then hold it down. I think that's good. How cute. Okay, now we can get our doily back on here. This doily is amazing for like tags, for gift bags. If you wanted to send little treats, you know, those little see-through bags, you could just put little tags on there. Very cute. Okay. I just noticed something. Let's see if I could fix it. Okay, I want this to be up where I can see it more. So I'm just gonna snip off a teeny bit from the top. So where the circle is, I'm just gonna cut right above that line. Let's see what we do on this one. This one I might not be able to save this one because it's gonna put so much glue. Okay, we'll see what we do. So we're just gonna move this one up a little bit. I better get this one back in place. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna see if I can get some of this glue off with an alcohol wipe. If it was too late, if I did too much damage here. Oh my goodness. All right. There we go. I can try it one more time. Okay. For the third time is a charm. All right. Using the glue marks, just trying to put it back where it was. All right, we did it. Next, just a little bit of there we go. Okay, next, using this circle die from the Diamond Press set, I use this super cute paper from This is an old October afternoon called Travel Girl. And it's got this little retro feel paper to it with times. So I just cut that out. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that on a super cute rosette that I made with crepe paper. So we're going to put this on. We've got to put a lot of glue on this part just to make sure that the rosette doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and then we'll add this little decorative piece. Okay. Okay. Next, we're going to work on our pretty lady here. Now, this pretty lady here comes from, it's called Papercraft Society. There's a company called Craft Stash that used to come out with collection kits. So I got the stamp set and these little stars from this set. Now this is a UK brand, and this was from March of 2025. So I don't know if you can find it, but if you can, definitely worth picking up because I absolutely love how she turned out. Now I cut her, or I stamped her using my Gina K amalgam ink, and we're just going to do a quick color for her. And I have BG11, BG32, these are skin colors, Y600, these are Piano classic markers, and then Y800 from the same Piano. Okay, so like I do when I color usually, I like to start with the dark. So I'm just going to do some quick coloring here. So just the outside. For this one, I'm going to follow the outside of her shoulder and just curve it in like that. Same here. And then I'm going to go down in all the lines and follow the black accent lines. All right, so we'll do this top first, and then I'll come in and just blend it out. And I did make sure that the ink, when I stamped her, was nice and dry, so when I come in, the black doesn't smear the colors. So just keep that in mind. Perfect. And then we can come in and do her skirt. Yeah, lots going on in this project. It did take me a little while to get it to where I wanted it to be. So it is going to be a longer video, and I guess I didn't really realize that. So if you stayed till the end, I really appreciate it. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and blend in the light. But you know, big projects like this, they're intimidating at first, but once you break them down, they're not that bad. And just don't try to rush it. You know that that you may not be able to finish in one sitting. And again, it's not difficult. It's just a matter of taking your time and making sure that you get all of the steps. And I'm not going to color her gloves. Just gonna leave them white. Then we're gonna get her shoes. And even though it looks like she doesn't have a shoe there, we're gonna give her one because it's funny. Just a little bit, right? And then we're gonna go back in with the darker color because I like to just do it, make sure it has a little extra shading to it. Yeah, if you have to fast forward some parts, you will not hurt my feelings because I know it's kind of a lot. And again, maybe you just want to watch it in 2 parts and craft in 2 parts. That would be okay. Isn't she lovely? There we go. All right, we will finish with this marker. Okay. And then for the skin tone, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the darker color first. And we're just going to kind of shade the side of her face and her neck a little bit. And there was no dye for this image, so I did have to fussy cut, which I didn't mind, except you can kind of see a little bit on her neck where the scissors kind of made it move a little bit. Okay, we're going to do kind of a little highlighting. Okay. Okay, so if you're doing this, the 600 is actually the darker of the 2. So you want to do your lighter shading with the 800. And then for her arms, I'm not going to color them all the way because I kind of like the look of just a little bit of white. I think it looks fun. And the same with her legs. I'm not going to color it all in. I'm just going to leave a little bit of a white highlight there. Cute. All right. So next, I have this cute little suitcase, and this comes from Honeybee. And it is their small suitcase, and it's this piece here, and this is the handle. Isn't that fun? All right, so we're gonna get her on here first. Mostly her bottom half. I didn't have the heart to cut her legs off. I thought maybe, because I know she's tall, but I did not have the heart to cut her apart in any way. So I just left her in there. All right, and then from the paper collection, there was a little remember this. So I'm just gonna add some glue on here. It's a sticker, so it wants to stick to my fingers. but it has to be under the suitcase. And then I want to make sure you can see some of that writing in the background, so I'm just coming down a teeny bit with it. And then from a paper pad, I just found a little ticket. There are lots of tickets in other crafting projects and ephemera and things like that. So I just hand cut this one, and I'm just going to tuck it behind here. There we go. And then just add a little glue here so she can stick to that ticket. Okay. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, next, again, Scrap Diva Designs, we have an outside layer and an inside layer. So I just cut it out and it says travel. And then from the Maggie Holmes collection sticker book, I have these suitcases here that I'm just going to put on an angle in the front. And then I'm going to put my travel here. Focusing mostly just on this bottom strip. I should have just put glue just on the bottom. That's all you really need. Boy, we overcome lots of challenges in this project. If you stuck with me this long, I thank you. All right, finally. Going back to our Papercraft Society set, there are these vintage stars that I love. And we're just going to add one to her suitcase. So instead of dimensional dots, we're going to use these cute little stars that are, again, with the champagne glitter. And we're just going to put one here and one here. And that should do it for the stars. Actually, I think I want to put one more inside. All right. We'll just put one more in here. Oh, this poor acetate has seen better days. There we go. All right, we did it. Our retro suitcase. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and until next time, thank you everybody. Take care, be safe, and happy. Bye.